Have you seen this discussion that the president is going to sign an executive order to raise Social Security benefits for all beneficiaries? Have you seen this? Well, that's what I want to focus on here in the video, as I think we all recognize this year we've seen a ton of changes out of Social Security. In fact, if you've been watching the videos here on the channel for a while now, I've been covering all of them. We've been seeing tons of press releases. We've seen all of these different major changes out of the Social Security Administration. A lot of things have been happening, and a couple months ago, we did see the president come out and sign a memorandum on Social Security, which is kind of interesting that they call it a memorandum because it's basically the same thing as an executive order, but they can't call it an executive order, so they call it a memorandum instead. Pretty much the same thing. Now, that was a few months ago. I did talk about it in a separate video, but I want to focus on this other discussion that is out there. And again, some of you here in the community have reached out. I haven't seen it a ton, but I have seen a few questions rolling out saying, hey, I heard the president's having this executive order to raise our benefits. Yeah, exactly. That's what I want to focus on for you here in the video, because we've seen so many different changes and we've seen a lot of major legislation coming forward. We've seen a lot of proposals, bills, packages, all kinds of information hitting the wire. A lot of things are changing this year and a lot of major confusion out there. And I just want to point out what's going on here, what this is all about, what the president can and cannot legally do, who can change Social Security in a major way, and kind of where we stand with all of this. And again, are we seeing any major changes to Social Security as of right now? Well, I kind of already answered that. I mean, realistically, yes, this year we've seen some major changes, right? Have we seen, I guess I should have worded the question, have we seen any major legislation or boosts or executive orders, anything like that, to raise our benefits? Maybe that's the question I should have asked originally. No. The answer is no, not really. Except for, to be fair, I guess early on, the very beginning of the year, we've talked about this extensively. I don't want to go into great detail in here in this video about it. But again, just being fair, looking at the landscape here so far this year, yes, back on January 5th, the president did sign into law the Social Security Fairness Act. And we got the huge lump sum payments back in March, the increased benefit checks for about 3.2 million people back in April. So I guess technically, yeah, we did see that. It was a small percentage of the population. But I guess technically, being fair, we did see that. Anyway, just wanted to kind of lay the groundwork for you really quickly as far as where we're at. Okay, now let's talk about this discussion that's out there, okay? First off being, can the president independently change Social Security? The answer is no. President cannot independently change Social Security. Who can change Social Security then? Well, Social Security independently can come out and make some changes. Not a ton, but they can come out independently and make some changes, like those that we've seen so far this year, right? For example, I mean, take your pick. There's a lot of them, right? Do you want me to rattle off a quick list here? I certainly can, but some of the most popular ones that we've seen and that you've certainly heard me talk about was the reinstatement of the 100% clawback or garnishment, and then they reduced it to 50%, right? And remaining at 10% for SSI. If that's not confusing, it certainly is, because they've done a lot of different things, right? So that's one. The reinstatement of the TOP program, Treasury Offset Program, to basically get money back from people that were overpaid. Okay, that was another big one. As far as the application process over the phone and the direct deposit information, again, we've covered all this extensively before in other videos. Point being is that Social Security can make some independent changes on their own to change Social Security, okay? But when it comes down to a major raise to benefits, and again, when I say major, I mean anything aside from the COLA. The COLA is something that's just automatically enacted every single year from Social Security to our monthly benefits based on inflation data for the third quarter. You know that. Again, I've talked about it before in other videos, but you know how that whole process goes, okay? But other than that, any changes to our monthly benefits, can Social Security independently do that? No. Can the president do that? No. Then who can? Lawmakers. They are the ones that can do this, right? They are the ones who have to pass legislation reforming Social Security to implement any kind of raise. It could be a $50 per month raise. It could be a $100 per month raise. It could be a $200 per month raise. Whatever it is, It cannot be done independently from Social Security aside from the COLA. The COLA can be, that does not need to get congressional approval every single year, and does not need to get approval from the president. They can just automatically do that. That's within the confines of Social Security. They can do that, okay? However, when it comes down to an executive order, and again, I know there's a lot of videos out there, and as I always like to say in my videos, I'm going to give it to you straight every single time, even if I have to say things that are unpopular or whatever it happens to be. As I've said so many times for years, I'm going to give you honest, accurate, reliable, transparent information every single day in these videos, and I'm not going to deviate from that. However, when you see these discussions out there, president's coming out, he's signing his massive executive order around Social Security, better watch out, we're going to get a huge raise to our benefits. When you see discussions like that, that's not true. That is not true at all. That cannot be done. Let's just say it that way. The president cannot sign an executive order that raises our monthly benefits. He can sign, for example, the memorandum. Remember, we talked about that at the beginning of the video. He signed a memorandum. They call it a memorandum because, again, they cannot call it an executive order because he technically cannot sign Social Security executive orders, but rather they call it a memorandum to kind of get around that. But it basically has the same thing as an executive order, right? But anyway, what he did was he was reducing and eliminating the option for some people to get Social Security benefits, right? We've talked about that before in the videos. But basically that's what that did, is it restricted people from getting Social Security with that memorandum that he signed. And we've talked about all the details extensively in all the videos and in live streams, things like that, okay? But when it comes down to it, so far this year, we've seen some major introductions of legislation to reform Social Security, including, as we talked about, I don't know, when was it? Early April, I think, maybe early mid-ish April, we saw something like this, so a while ago now. But we saw lawmakers come out and they've reintroduced the $200 per month raise to benefits. That also cannot be done through executive order. That would need to be done through congressional action, right? By the way, the new piece of legislation that they're introducing here with the $200 per month raise, it's called the Social Security Emergency Inflation Relief Act. Again, the Social Security Emergency Inflation Relief Act. That is the new name of the $200 per month raise. And it also is featured within the Social Security Expansion Act, which is another piece of legislation from Bernie Sanders. So, well, Bernie Sanders and his buddies out of the Senate, but yeah, same thing there, okay? This is what it comes down to. So we really need to wait on lawmakers. That's what it comes down to for any major update, well, I shouldn't say updates, any major raises to benefits on Social Security, aside from the COLA, need to come from lawmakers. That's what it comes down to. And then obviously the president has to sign it into law, things like that. But basically, if the lawmakers can pass something through the House and the Senate and get it to the president's desk, probably going to sign it. Just saying, right? So that's what it comes down to. So anyway, if you see other people talking about, we've got this major executive order coming out and we're going to get a huge boost to our benefits. No, not really, okay? Unless it's something else like that. But no, not changing Social Security in that way cannot be done legally. Make sense? Anyway, I hope that helps you a little bit. Otherwise, let me ask a huge favor of you. And you need help with Medicare right here. This is the team of advisors right here. You hear me talk about this all the time. This is a partnership that we cultivated here on the channel to help you with your Medicare. Again, a team of free advisors helping you navigate Medicare. Every single day they are helping seniors. The average senior is saving $1,100 from a simple phone call. And it's totally free. By the way, that savings is not guaranteed. That's just the average across the board. Who knows? Maybe they'll save nothing. Maybe they'll save more. I'm just saying that's the average out there. But here's the thing. We cultivated this partnership, and again, it's totally free for you to get assistance from them with your Medicare. Again, initial enrollment into Medicare if you're turning 65 or retiring, Medicare supplements, Medigap plans, Part D plans, Medicare Advantage, whatever it happens to be. We cultivated the partnership because we love free stuff, and after helping my parents enroll in Medicare last year, we realized we should not be trying to hack this out ourselves, and we don't want anybody else trying to do this themselves either. So we thought, let's get a partner to help us with this. There they are, free. This phone number right here, 100% free to help you with your Medicare. Call them now. Establish that communication. Even if you cannot change your plan now, establish the communication now and write this phone number down, take a picture, take a screenshot, so then just a little while from now, when we get into the annual enrollment period, you can utilize that service so they can review your plan and find you a better option, because that's what they're doing every single day, finding better plans for seniors, people enrolling in Medicare. Again, they're looking through 20,000+ plans across the country to find the best plan at the best price with the best fit and the best coverages for each person and their personal needs, so they can see the doctors and the providers they want to see, the offices they want to go to, the clinics they want to go to, the networks they want to be within, the prescription coverages if they need any at all. They're doing all of that, and it's free with this phone number. Again, the team of advisors are waiting to talk to you. They're waiting to help you. Give them a call, write that phone number down. And again, even if we get into annual enrollment here in a short amount of time, when we get into that, it's opened up for everybody. And you got to review your plan every single year, because you just never know what other plans are out there and how your plan has changed, as well as how your healthcare needs have also possibly changed since last year or since this current time right now, right? So anyway, super vitally important. Again, partnership, 100% free. All your help with Medicare, give them a call. Awesome stuff. Otherwise, who else do you know? Think of a few people. I know you know a few people. We all do. Friends, family members, neighbors, acquaintances, siblings, parents, coworkers, people down the street, people down the hall, the cashier, the person that you know at the local grocery store, person that you know at your local pharmacy. Again, share that phone number with them so they can get all the help that they need with their Medicare. And again, when they save a bunch of money and get better coverages, they can come back to you and you will be the hero to them, and they'll be super happy and grateful to you that you shared that information. Otherwise, share the video as well. Big share button right down below the video. Please, if you're new here, if you've not done so, subscribe. 100% free. Big subscribe button down below. Otherwise, check out the well over 5,000 videos here on the channel in the video library. The popular videos I've hand selected for you down below in the description or popping up on your screen here in just a minute. You'll see some videos there. Check those out. Until next time, please have a nice day. Take care. Hope this helps to answer things and clarify what's going on. Otherwise, until next time, enjoy, and I'll